Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading for a woman who contacted me via Gmail, inquiring as to how to obtain a reading. I otherwise don't know her at all, although I've read for her once before. We never had a conversation about anything other than how to obtain the reading. So we didn't get into any details about her. I only knew then what Spirit told me. I only know now what Spirit tells me. I didn't look at her old reading. I'm using fresh energy. We're just going to go from here, beginning with love and opening to tantric union. Very nice. Tantric union now at the bottom. Opening to enchantment, which is about allowing for healing from the universe. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. It's now at the bottom. And opening to spiritual growth. Enchantment. Forgiveness. Something may have happened. I mean, there's always room for forgiveness, and like on both ends, and to ourselves and all that kind of stuff. But something may have happened, because I saw like forgiveness a couple of times as I was shuffling too, and also fear. So like maybe something occurred to trigger a fear. We're afraid to seek forgiveness. That could be something. You know, like what's the person going to say? Maybe they'll reject. Opening to emergence. And Moon Tree, which is all about sacred marriage. It's the marriage between two sacred beings. It's the marriage between heaven and earth. It's just sacred marriage all the way around. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. On that note, I will cut Eternal Flame. Overall energy is the Goddess. So this is my cross spread. Yes, I'm still doing it. My copyrighted cross spread, just so we're clear. Yeah, I don't know. I had put an expiration date on it, at least with regard to the client readings, but I don't know. I've continued to use it for those for whom I've been reading today. So here it is yet again. Again, where the overall energy is the Goddess. This is all about the feminine energy of surrender, which is also like what the moon represents, feminine energy of surrender. This is the feminine in this union with regard to herself as she relates to the union. Trilogy of light. Beautiful. This is when we are, as individuals, trying to achieve this Christ consciousness, but also aware that we're doing it like both separate and together, so that we can join with the universe as well, or God, and be this Trinity eventually. Very, very nice. The masculine about the feminine, dreams. So not only as like with tantric union, communicating in dreams, but also like the partner of his dreams, the woman of his dreams, you know, the love of his dreams, like prayers answered sort of thing. Him about himself with relation to the union, sacred union. So we've already seen sacred marriage with Moon Tree, and now the masculine using this card to represent himself, identifying himself as the sacred, you know, husband here as in this partnership. And acknowledging the whole union. How beautiful is this? With regard to the union, guardian. Guardian. He knows that this, again, this identifies the sacred, the divinity of this union. He knows that it's like of God and protected by angels. And and like affords him individual protection as it does her as well. And then he's sort of being groomed to provide, protection as well. He's being groomed to become a guardian. Overall, creativity. Creativity. This is all about getting back to our passions. Like, what sort of moves you that you haven't allowed yourself to engage in? It's like a piece of you missing because it's something that really drives you. Your hobbies, your interests and things, but you've like put them to the side. And when we see this card, this guides us to pick those things back up and get into them, because they may even provide like work for us, like fun work that could help us to forget we're working, because it's what we enjoy. It's about what we're passionate. It's what we love to do with our quote unquote spare time. This card also like screams Pisces and Aquarius to me, or Aquarius and or water sign to me. There's the moon here, which represents in the tarot the sign of Pisces. And of course, there's all this water, and there's these fish. So the fish remind me of Piscean energy too. But then you have this goddess standing in the water, this angel, underneath the moon, and with this star-shaped sign, basically symbol, right above her third eye. That's very Aquarian to me and very water bearer. So there may be a water sign involved. There may be an Aquarius involved. I don't know. The outcome is miracles. So the two of them believing in miracles, ultimately at the end of this, if they didn't before, because of what's happened to them. Like, how could you not believe in miracles after something like approaching Christ consciousness or Trinity or Trilogy of Light? After finding the partner of your dreams, after being, chosen and having committed, learning that you've committed at a soul level to a sacred union, that you are protected by angels day and night, and that you yourself are being groomed to step up and protect others, in addition to your union. How very beautiful. How could you not, believe in miracles after that? What would the masculine have the feminine do? Surrender as a means of moving toward this union. So these are the modifications to my copyrighted cross. Inner child. He says she's got some work to do, in his opinion, on this inner child. And here's, again, this energy of Aquarius coming through with these stars on the child's crown, so maybe work needed specifically on the crown chakra, work needed specifically on the third eye chakra, work needed specifically on the throat chakra. Like, this child's got something to say. This child sees things. They want to talk about them. This child feels things, knows things. But, like nobody was listening before. This child is still waiting for someone to listen. And the masculine can feel that and sense that, and wants to give her that platform. Or wants her to seek that platform. You have to unclear the blocks in your chakras. What is the masculine willing to do or surrender toward the union himself? Answer prayer. He may not have even believed in things like prayer or miracles, before, as I was talking about a moment ago. But then again, how can you not once these sort of things transpire in your life? Now he does. Now he's willing to, go all in. Prayer works. He's a true believer in that now. Because look what it's crossing. Sacred union. Look what he got out of it. After praying for the woman of his dreams. What is the universe? What would the universe have the couple do or surrender toward moving toward the union? continuing in this position of surrender and vulnerability for healing. So it can allow, the universe can continue to give you promotions and raises and to lift you up, to elevate you. More and more ascension. Very beautiful. And I love when we get like the confirmations. You know, I like I said, I've read for this couple before. I already got the confirmations. But I love when we get the confirmations in the beginning of the reading. Even when I read for like my married couples and stuff, even then I know what they are. I've read for them before. I know what these couples, you know, what's between them. I know that nobody has broken their covenant with the universe or with God. But I still like to see, you know, the confirmations that we get. All right, beginning with the wheel and Archangel Michael. A time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. The wheel represents the planet Jupiter and therefore the sign of Sagittarius. However, it's also related to the fixed signs. So again, possibly Aquarius, the water bearer, Scorpio, that water sign, Leo, the lion, and Taurus, the bull. All of those possibilities, connections to this card. Opening 2, the 9 of Earth. Speaking of Taurus, the bull, maybe somebody's an earth sign. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. The 9 of Earth is about enjoying being with you, which is very, very important. Self-love, basically. Being your own friend. How beautiful is that? The wheel back. Opening to the 8 of Air. An illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence. Being afraid to take action. The wheel back. And the 3 of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. This card about what I was just talking about a moment ago with the transmutation, your boss wanting to continue to give you raises, bonuses, promotion, elevation. Okay, that can be the universe, or that can be your boss down here. Or if you're self-employed, that can be your customers, you know, your customer base. Maybe they want to put the word out about how wonderful you are at what you do, and you know, continue to patronize you and encourage others to do the same. All of that can come with the 3 of Earth. 3 of Earth can also represent some sort of party of 3, which may or may not be romantic. It does not have to be, but it can be. I mean, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. It can be like a love triangle. And even then, it doesn't mean that it's an active situation. Sometimes even our exes will show up as parts of these parties of 3 because we have unhealthy cords still attached between us that we have to cut. With the 3 of Earth opposite the wheel, however, I think it's about promotion, abundance, increase. Amen. And the 3 of Earth is back. I'll go one more. It's the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Well, this King of Water can be a Pisces, like I've been saying from the beginning, or possibly a Scorpio, again, which is associated with the wheel as a fixed sign, or a Cancer, or somebody taking on that kind of energy, the energy of the King of Love and Emotion. 3 of Earth back. I'm going to cut. And it's the 5 of Water. Oh, woe is me. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. The overall energy is the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic, and can be a Sagittarius, like that wheel, or a Leo, like that wheel, or an Aries, or somebody taking on those attributes, those behaviors, traits. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. This card also represents the divine masculine. This is the divine masculine of the tarot. I see the sun peeking out too. So somebody definitely may be a Leo or Sagittarius. Again, it can be Aries as well. But in the tarot, the sun represents the sign of Sagittarius. In our everyday life, the sun, Earth's star, is the ruler of the sign of Leo. So I, attribute it to those two first and foremost. But all Aries is a possibility too. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Okay, opening now to the page of Earth. Again, somebody may be an Earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The page of Earth is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. I told you I felt abundance before with that 3 of Earth, especially opposite the wheel. This is, like the page always brings news. The page of Earth brings news of abundance. And financial matters. Good news about financial matters. Also wanting to do something more challenging and maybe even a new area of study. That was supposed to be, oh, this was your roll. I've got already shuffled these. Jeez. I have to always believe that I was meant to do it again when I do that. And you ended up with the same overall energy. It was the sun peeking out that threw me off, right? That's where I forgot what I was doing. The masculine, see, it still works out, is the Queen of Water, who's tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. Again, somebody may be, and maybe perhaps specifically the masculine, a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Surrounded by the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. You can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is an Aquarius, like I suggested possibly before. Gemini or Libra. Somebody may be a cusper, like an Aquarius Pisces, or a Libra Scorpio. Something like that. That's a possibility too. And then there's always sun, moon, rising as well. Or it doesn't have to be any of those things. It could just be taking on the energies. But the cards that pop up in my readings do tend to actually match the signs of those of whom I'm reading. In the masculine subconscious, the 8 of Earth, skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. So having seen the Page of Earth, which can also be about wanting to learn something new. Somebody may have an interest in going back to school or taking up some sort of vocation, learning something new at work. Maybe that's why the boss has an eye on you and wants to give you a raise, a promotion. Maybe you've been sitting next to somebody else's desk, learning a new skill. You're good at it. The boss saying, you know what? Maybe there's a position open for them, or the next time one comes open, maybe I'll let them know that they're up for it, the next time around, that sort of thing. Also, as it relates to love, it's about the same thing. When you put effort in, it's rewarded. Feminine. The Page of Fire, who's outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous, and brings us news, just like the Page of Earth did. This time it's news of an opportunity, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Page of Fire is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Surrounded by the Ace of Water, falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. The Ace of Water, like the Queen, is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. In the feminine subconscious, that 5 of Water, oh, woe is me, is back. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. This is about missing the fact that we have 2 beautiful cups standing up here because we're overly concerned with, what transpired in the past, even if that past was just 5 minutes ago when we dropped these cups. Crowning, the 2 of Earth. Somebody may have a decision to make or may need to learn how to balance, work and home life, or just find balance in general, maybe inner balance, or, too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Not enough, isn't good either. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl. It can mean all these things. 2s are also about faith. There could be the need to have faith and belief that our earthly situations, maybe as they specifically relate to money, are going to improve. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. And at the roots, it's the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower and public recognition. The Chariot is victory. It's also about movement, moving. So crossing the Ace of Water, it can certainly be about somebody, you know, moving into a new home or moving forward in a relationship, a new relationship, a renewed relationship. It represents the sign of Cancer or other water signs. So this coming back into play here with the, again, with the Ace of Water, especially crossing it, and the Queen of Water here at the masculine. This is about being in the driver's seat of your own life. It can be about travel, although I don't see any other evidence of that here. I think it relates to moving forward in that sense. Let's see what's at the heart of the matter. But again, with the Ace of Water crossing the Two of Earth, there can certainly be a choice of something having to do with the earthly, like a new home, you know, moving or something like that, physically moving. At the heart of the matter, the Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Like the page in this opportunity, the Queen of Fire is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or someone taking on those attributes. And like the divine masculine of the tarot that showed up, the King of Fire, she is his counterpart. She is the divine feminine of the tarot. Not only did it show up, it's our overall energy. So we kind of have, you know, the both here, a Two of Fire here at the table. And I actually saw the Two of Fire for this couple as I was shuffling the cards as well. The next card is Upright. Let's use it to try to clarify the Two of Earth. The Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. You could be presented, or the masculine could be presented with, you know, some sudden opportunity involving the earthly, something that you have to decide on. Do you want to move? Do you want this promotion? Do you want this new job, this opportunity? Do you want to enter a commitment of this type? Do you want to move in with me? You know, do you want to buy a new home or rent a new apartment? All of these things could be happening. This card also about communication, but sitting here clarifying the Two of Earth, it can certainly be about, like, there was something stagnant and then all of a sudden things are moving. So we got to choose, you know, and we got to figure out how to achieve balance between all these things that are going on. You know, how do I get to do them all? I don't want to miss any of what's going on. Let's try to clarify the Five of Water as well. The Four of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. The Chariot can be about travel as well as modes of transportation. So sitting here next to the Four of Air, somebody may be taking a trip or at least wanting to, thinking about it here in this subconscious area. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. So there's that again, that possibility. And meditation may provide answers. The Four of Air is all about rest and recovery, you know, sort of rehabilitation, regaining our strength, our energy. You know, it's like a big power nap, a giant power nap, getting ourselves back on our feet, basically. Catching our wind, as they say. Let's try to see what's going on with the Knight of Air. The Hermit with Archangel Raziel. So again, crossing this Two of Earth, the Knight of Air can mean confusion. Like I don't know what to do. Now the Knight of Air here, it says decisive, but this energy can be of one of a fast pace, similar to the Eight of Fire that it's crossing too. Chaos. So it's like events that occur with great speed, right? You got to try to stop in the middle to go over what your options are so you can make a decision. That may be why the Hermit shows up to clarify this, because that time in quiet meditation and self-discovery, going within, can help you to answer this question. What's my next move? The Hermit is a Virgo or other earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, And the next card is upside down. I'm going to move on to the romance cards to see what clarity they will provide us, beginning with getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Opening 2, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. You put that effort in, you reap the benefits. Give your relationship a chance. Opening 2, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. It's not just your parents, though. It's anybody who impacts your life so that they, you know, determine, or at least in part determine, whether or not you move on in life and or love. So with those people, you do have to fix those situations, either by healing the relationship, repairing it, or by walking away from it, you know. But something has to be done. Opening to finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Again, somebody may be offered a job, a raise, a promotion, and have to make a decision. Maybe moving. Maybe you got to move in order to be at this new job. You know, you're getting transferred, or there's an option for you to be transferred to another department, another branch, another something. And you have to, the masculine maybe specifically having to go within to decide, what am I going to do? Or maybe the opportunity is with you. You have an opportunity and he has to decide, am I going to follow? You know, do I want to move toward her and with her, or where she's going, where she is? What do I do about my job and my work? And like, these are decisions that have to do with the earthly. Opening to separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Give your relationship a chance and let go of control issues, and instead allow this situation to unfold naturally. I'm going to cut. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And having seen the 8 of air before, that's a very, very restrictive energy. Almost, for me, it's pretty much the same thing, except for the fact that it's not major arcana. It's the same thing as the devil, or the ego card in this deck. And so is this. This is the romance angels version of that devil, or the 8 of air. It's, you know, this feeling of being trapped. We have to free ourselves from it. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So these can be some of the things that are holding us back, that, you know, are making us feel imprisoned. Our ideologies that we've outgrown, they're outdated. That's why we have to go within as well. We have to turn into the hermit to see, like, you know, of what do I want to let go? And the retrogrades that are going on right now, they also push us to do these things. The Saturn retrograde certainly guides you to look at your ideologies, your belief systems, as does the Jupiter retrograde, and especially in the masculine, you know, because with those being like very masculine planets. And Saturn rules Capricorn. So there's that Earth again, too. Saturn could very much be involved here. Atop the Queen of Water, who's all about the relationship growing closer. Heart-to-heart conversations. That's a good way to do it. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Atop the Hermit and the Knight of Air is playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. You're being encouraged to be more Virgo-like. If you are an earth sign, or if you're an air sign, be more Gemini-like. The more immature, aspects of those signs, and go in with a more lighthearted approach instead of, coming at everything from such a serious, and potentially overbearing and off-putting, perspective. Atop the 8 of Earth is let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So again, you want to let go of the overbearing or potentially overbearing energy and move into one that's more light. Atop the Page of Fire, which is passion. I mean, wands are all about passion, again, and creativity and all these things. Passion shows up from the romance angels. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Atop the Ace of Water, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And that gives way to a new beginning for you. It allows you to move forward with something new by healing something old. Then you can get into your present situation and really have it move forward, like the Chariot would suggest it should do. Here atop the 4 of Air and the 5 of Cups, or 5 of Water, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. You do that with the heart-to-heart conversations. Okay, that's why these are mirroring one another. Crowning atop the 8 of Fire and the 2 of Earth. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnerships. You have to fit this in too. You got to balance out, what else is going on in your life and leave some room and some time, some energy, some effort for your partnership. Atop the Chariot and moving forward, perhaps, is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And there's the soulmate. It's right here atop the Divine Feminine. Yes, this is your soulmate at the heart of the matter. Right atop, calling in your soulmate. Let's see what the Ascended Masters would add to this, beginning with King Solomon and priorities. I think that he's first saying prioritize yourself and move into that place of freedom. Let go of those outdated, belief systems that will allow for the healing to begin. Health and healing, says Hilarion. Hilarion back. Crystals, another way to work on healing yourself. Maybe some crystals for you that support unconditional love. You may want to get some rose quartz if you don't have some already, or other pink stones. Tourmaline is very good for, unconditional love as well. Maybe you want to get something that helps to remove fear. I like obsidian. I used raw black obsidian, when I first started, to help me in that area. And I think it worked phenomenally. I love obsidian. Also, there are stones that help you to cut cords. There are stones that, like, for example, this is lucite. This is also about unconditional love because it represents Aphrodite and Venus. And there are colors here. This is a pink piece. There's some clear pieces. There's some green for the healing. This is like everything in one. Sometimes there's some brown. So yeah, these are good ideas for you. If you don't have some already, you may want to look into purchasing some crystals to help you with those areas. And they can help you with that chakra healing and, clearing that we talked about in the beginning as well. You are seeing this situation accurately, says Horus. Health and healing, and opening to purification in White Tara, all about removing toxic people, places, and things from our lives, in the interest of that healing. Healing ourselves, healing family issues, whatever the case may be. And teacher, very much like the hermit kind of energy, can be about learning about ourselves and going within, maybe the inner child, introducing ourselves or reintroducing ourselves and re-educating ourselves about them. But it can also be, in general, the teacher that experience and that life is, to us all. The lessons that come with it and what to take with us as we move into the future and what to leave behind. That's a lesson too. Lastly, opening to write and thought. Somebody may want to write what they're going to say. Again, if they're having trouble with the throat chakra, you're not going to write a script and read it, you know, but you may want to write down topics. If you have to have a heart-to-heart conversation, you know, in order to help you to move into that place of actually talking about them, I want to, you know, get this on the table. I want to get that on the table. That may go toward healing family issues. They may just go toward healing you. Sometimes it's therapeutic just to write down things. And then we can save it or not, you know, throw it out, set it on fire, whatever you're into. Put it in a God box, health and healing. Last one, fertility and Pan. The birth of new things. Health and healing is back. I'm going to cut. Which I've seen, and if you've been, you know, watching the readings, you've seen as well. In them, that for the collective, there's a lot of, you know, birth and rebirth and metamorphosis and all of these things right now. It's a very exciting time for us all. Coming to mother, wife, sister, daughter, which may be you or even the masculine. You know, this is not gender specific. We each have an inner masculine and feminine, and you may need to heal your own. This can also be about healing a relationship with a feminine energy, you know, in your life somewhere else that is not yourself, maybe coming into play with the healing of family issues. The overall energy is positive change and Paravati. And that's sort of like the energy that I started with. Again, having started with the Wheel of Fortune, that's about fortune being on your side now. So it's like, you know, where perhaps it wasn't before, things turning around in your life and improving, like in all areas. Atop the heart-to-heart conversations, once you have them, follow that heart afterwards too, says St. Francis. Don't just have them and not do anything about it. Here atop the playfulness and the Hermit and the Knight of Air is you are seeing this situation accurately, and Horus. So yes, let's take it down a notch and come from a place that's, you know, more lighthearted and spirited. Atop let go of control issues. Very nice, Spirit. Very nice. Let go of control issues is trust. That's super appropriate. You don't have a choice but to trust if you indeed let go. Here atop the passion and the Page of Fire is you can do it. Archangel Michael coming through to say when you're presented with this opportunity about which you're going to be passionate, and it may be in the relationship, it may be actual work, it may be both. You know, you're not limited in the amount of opportunities that the universe can bestow upon you. Whatever it is, you can do it. This is your time to, you know, go out on that limb and begin to do things that make your heart, you know, move, that do things for you. Soothes your soul. Atop healing family issues, artistic expression. This may be what thought meant by write too. Maybe you're going to write someone a letter or send them a card. That can be like an icebreaker in healing a relationship you have with someone. Atop getting to know each other. And the Four of Air is fertility and Pan. And sitting here underneath the Ace of Water and atop the Five of Water, there can be a situation, you know, separate and apart from what fertility and obviously means, you know, from looking at it. There can be a situation involving a child too going on here. And then maybe that's part of the family issues that need to be healed. Right is back, crossing the artistic expression. I just said this might be what thought was talking about. It looks like it is. Coming up with a creative way to approach this situation here. And maybe actual writing of contracts, documents, important something with healing this family issue. Some sort of legality surrounding this family issue. It can be any kind of family court type of thing is what I'm feeling. Because I even heard like estate. This could definitely have something to do with, you know, like the writing of contracts or arrangements, some sort of stipulation, agreement or something between, you know, parties in order to go toward healing a family issue. Atop calling in your soulmate and now crossing this artistic expression and this healing of family issues is health and healing and Hilarion. So basically, like, you can't move forward with the soulmate until you begin to heal yourself, and you can't begin to heal yourself until you heal these other issues. You know, and for the masculine, it won't be until basically he begins to heal himself too, by, you know, going within and by trying to take himself down a couple notches with regard to like being too overly serious and uptight, those sort of things. Here atop the soulmate card and the Queen of Fire is take charge of this situation, says Moses. So you got to get on this. You're seeing it accurately, and you have the ability to come up with a creative way to solve it. And Archangel Michael says you can do it as long as you follow your heart and trust in the universe. Okay, this is going to help you to heal. Advice to the masculine from the Universal Love Oracle is emergence. So he is like here rising from the ashes. And maybe this is some of the things he needs to, you know, learn about himself. He's leaving behind, you know, what was beneath this. So if this is the rise and you emerge up into this yellow and white light, then what was down beneath was probably much darker. So we're leaving that behind, seeing things differently now. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, like pretty much literally, and that may direct us and help us to follow our heart and to trust, because we can trust in what we've seen. And what we've seen so far is that I was, you know, at the bottom of the barrel. I had hit rock bottom, and now I'm up here. I'm beginning to ascend. So that encourages me to continue to believe. To you from the Universal Love Oracle, expectancy. Interesting. What this card is about is it's about not limiting ourselves by our expectations, not boxing ourselves in, you know, with like basically our small minds, you know, because we can't even imagine the vastness of the universe, the magnitude of what it can do for us. So we don't want to lay out the plans. The universe has the best laid plans. This can also, sitting here with fertility and the Ace of Water, have something to do with actual expectancy or pregnancy. You know, if not going on now, perhaps in your future. For the masculine, the Nine of Water, prayers answered. Yet again, this is our second card of this type for you. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, and you have a love of life. For you, perhaps with regard to what felt to be a legal situation on your side, justice, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. For the masculine, from the romance angels, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. To you, from the romance angels, very soon, clearly decide, like we're guided to do with this Two of Earth, what it is you want so that it comes to you now. And from the Ascended Masters to you, stay focused. And priorities back for the masculine with King Solomon. We've come full circle. This is with what we started. I hope that you enjoy your reading and find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.